What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is December the 8th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and everything that you need to know for today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with macro data, we don't really have anything whatsoever. Couple, obviously, analysts might pop up in speculation over what Powell may or may not do on Wednesday. So that's going to be a very hot topic pretty much leading up to Wednesday. Aside from that, the only thing that kind of came out that might really influence the market was this. So early this morning, Trump just said that I will be doing one rule executive order this week on AI. So people again will be really speculating. We already do see kind of AI running up a little bit because of potentially this. Currently the futures are somewhat mixed. So Dow is at 0.01, S&P up 0.13, NASDAQ up 0.23. So market is a little bit jumpy. You see the bond market extremely jumpy as well. So nobody really knows what is coming. But despite all that though, fear and greed index is under the fear category, slowly moving possibly to the neutral, probably by Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. So that means people's appetite for risk is increasing. So definitely something good out of that. Aside from that, SoFi is down slightly. No news from them, no SEC filings, a lot of speculative things coming out, but I'll save that for my dedicated SoFi video on another one of my YouTube channels. But so far during the pre-market, shorts are increasing about 11,000 shares, 10.17% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 118.9 million shares overall being shorted. So from what you can see, it does look like shorts have started to really get back in, and which is rather unfortunate. So it looks like it did bottom about 8.5%. So shorts are starting to get back in. And so again, if you guys don't know that, that does mean that they are adding kind of selling pressure. So the last several trading days, I think they increased about 800,000. So that possibly as well might happen this time around. Couple of key levels though, with that 2764, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 2681 and 2837 is going to be the next strong target / resistance points. In my opinion, I don't really see either of these being touched, but potentially, depending on the sentiment, you'll see most likely it pushed to this pivot point leading up to Wednesday's big day. So again, just kind of keep that in mind. And if you're dollar cost averaging, swing trading, just watch for 2681, 2584, and 2428 over the next several trading days to be strong support points. So if you're wanting to, again, dollar cost average, just orient your buys towards that. NIO is in the green, so a third consecutive green day. It is starting to build up some good momentum. Nothing really crazy did come out over the weekend to justify this. So in reality, NIO is just moving higher because of its technicals. On Tuesday evening, there is some big Chinese data that's coming out. So that could really kind of affect NIO, but nothing as far as for today. Aside from that though, shorts aren't doing anything during the pre-market. 11.28% of the free float's being shorted, works out to be 156 million shares overall being shorted. So shorts have been weird. They've been not really doing too much, no defined trend. They seem to be increasing for 2-3 consecutive days, and they return for about 2-3 consecutive days. So they're very undecided on what to do with NIO. Aside from that, with it at 509, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So 499 is going to be a strong support. 521 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So one thing as well that I did mention in my dedicated NIO video over the weekend is that you could see a little bit of a bump up in the stock price because market makers will have to cover, I think it was around 14,000 in the money call options at the $5 strike price. So that could kind of help the momentum early on in the day. But there isn't really any defined rule that they have to actually cover those today. They could potentially do it sometime this week, or they might never cover. They could just do it cover through call options, but the more likely kind of scenario would be today. So do your own due diligence, and don't be surprised if you see a little bit of a spike first thing, really pushing NIO higher. Moving on, ticker is Wave Life Sciences. It is up 52.47%, so getting a lot of volume this morning. Reason why they are moving higher is because of this. So biotechs, as I've explained, aren't really my forte, but this is the reason why they're moving higher. So they put out news at 7:30. Aside from that, shorts are increasing about 6,000 shares. so far. 15.24% of the free float's being shorted, works to be 16 million shares. So shorts have actually started to increase. So it looks like it did bottom from this kind of beige line. So bottom line about 12%, give or take. That was at mid-November. So since then, they've actually started to increase, and given the price action today, it looks like they are going to be doubling down again. Aside from that, with that 1250, it is just referring to the classic, trading between this R3 and this R2. So 1304 and then 1042 is going to be the next strong support and resistance points. So this stock will be a good day trade because it did already during the pre-market have a bottom of around $7. So the pivot point, so it ran to 12, went down to 7, and now it's on its way to kind of move higher. So just watch for a lot of these. This will be a really hot one to watch for those of you that like day trades. So again, just kind of add that one and take a mental note of a lot of this. Aside from that though, ticker is CRWV, so CoreWeave. It is down 4.07% because of this. So a $2 billion convertible senior note was just offered first thing. So nothing like waking up and seeing your company do one of these on a Monday morning. But nonetheless, shorts are already increasing about 1.3 million shares. So it should be a fun time for kind of the stock. 17.35% at the free floats being shorted, works to be 42.4 million shares overall being shorted. With it right now at 84 and change, it is trading between just again looking at the classic, the R3 and this R2. So 82.51 will be a strong support. That's kind of what you want to watch for today. If not, you'll most likely see that 77.81 potentially on the table. I don't see this R3 whatsoever at all being played out and hit today. So for today, just watch for that 82.51. And I do believe during the pre-market actually did hit that already. So it might be kind of pushing higher, but anything is possible with this stock. I think generally looking at the volume, you get around 2 million shares, so kind of low. So you could see a lot of volatility. So again, just it's a long game for this one. Just recently IPO'd a couple months back. So 82.51, just watch for that. And then last but not least, tickers RXRX. So they are up 6.79% because of this right here. So again, biotechs aren't really my forte, but this is kind of the reason why they are moving higher. So a lot of these stocks are actually getting a lot of good volume during the pre-market. So once again, if you guys are day traders, it might be something to keep in mind that today you can make some pretty good money. But shorts are right now returning 11,000 shares. 30.38% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 153 million shares overall being shorted. And so shorts lately have actually started to really double down. So it did bottom of around 25%. That was beginning of November. So shorts really started to get in quite a lot, but DTC being 3.62 days does signal that shorts are rather overextended. So maybe that could be one attributing factor why they are returning during the pre-market. Aside from all that fun stuff, with it at 504, it is trading between these 2 points. So this pivot and this R1. 548, 594 will be the next strong target / resistance points, and then 473 will be that next strong support. And if it does break below that, then anticipate 399. So really watch for that 473 to hold, which again, I'm not really that experienced with this type of stuff, so I don't know how good or valid this news is to justify a green day. But moral of the story, just watch for this point right here, that 473. Let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.